and welcome to today's Just Chopsing Podcast. And with David and myself, we have Caiman Griffiths. He is the star of the Caiman Show podcast. And I believe he has just won another wrestling title. Is that right, Caiman?
Guilty as charged, my brother. Yes, I am the first ever and the current reigning and defending Pro Wrestling Carnage heavyweight champ. There it is.
Brilliant.
Very good. Is wrestling big in Wales then, mate?
Bigger than it once was. Yeah, there's a few promotions kicking about at the moment. Pro Wrestling Carnage, in my opinion, being the best one at the minute. They've got a mix of talent from like many moons ago to people who are in the middle of their careers, to all the new guys, the new upcoming studs and whatnot. They put in a lot of shows on all across the country as well. And yeah, it's going places again, I think now. There's about, I don't know, I wouldn't like to count how many promotions there are at the moment, but yeah, it's far and wide at the minute.
All right, cool. Yeah, I suppose you get plenty of practice in South Wales, you know, with all those heifers kicking about.
Plenty of practice in Merthyr, that's for sure. Huh? Jeez, and that's just the women.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, crikey. It all happens on the street, doesn't it? And yeah, it's like, oh, woman got me an headlock by her. She's hitting me with her stiletto. Brilliant. Oh, I can use that in the ring, you know. You get great ideas on the street. The mean streets of Merthyr, just take it to the ring.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's it. That might have another meaning in mind as well, taking it to the ring.
Well, you know, the mind it goes into, young David, the mind it goes into.
So you've made a comeback, Eng, because I've seen you were very busy during 2003 to 2009, and you won, how many, 8 titles?
Something like that, yeah. I won a few, yeah. Biggest one then being the Celtic Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. That belt there, in fact.
Oh, right. Okay.
I won that twice. Took it all over the place for me. Took it to Ireland, took it to Holland, took it wherever the bloody hell they booked me, really. So yeah, won that a couple of times, a few tag team titles, a few other titles for other promotions as well. Yeah, very active in those years. July 2009 then, I sort of, to steal a phrase from Shawn Michaels, lost my smile a bit. Okay. And it was like, right, I'm not feeling this anymore. I'm not enjoying this anymore. I'm going to step away until I do enjoy it. And at that time, I was a wrestler and a promoter. I was running Celtic Wrestling at the time as well. That was my promotion. And I guess the weight of it all just got a bit too much for me. And it was like, right, I had people phoning me. You know, there was no curfew. People were phoning me 2 o'clock in the morning, running ideas around. At the time, I was working for a newspaper as well. So, you know, I'd have them phone calls late at night and they'd be like, I should be the champ. I got this idea, blah, blah, blah. Why I want to fight so-and-so. Why don't you guess so-and-so? And it's like, guys, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm up in like 5 hours. Give me a break. Yeah. But I had that. I had heaps of injuries, not nasty ones in the heat of the moment, like lots of wear and tear injuries. Like I feel my knees going. My one hip was going. If I knew then what I know now, when I was 18, I would have put my name down for a hip replacement. I might be getting lucky around about now then. But yeah, it all just got a bit too much to me, the grind of it all, with the day job, with relationships, with family, stuff like that as well. So I decided 2009, I'm not going to retire, but I'm going to walk away from wrestling until I find a time where I'm enjoying it again or where I can enjoy it again. And I think now, with this comeback that we mentioned, I made my comeback in August this year for Pro Wrestling Carnage. I'm wrestling exclusively for Pro Wrestling Carnage at the moment, though I will take other bookings if anyone wants to jump on board.
Any midgets out there?
Hey, there's midget wrestlers everywhere. They're worth their weight in gold, let me tell you. There's a place for everyone in wrestling. That's the beauty of wrestling. No matter how big, how small, how fat, how thin, how tall you are, there's a place for you somewhere, whoever you are. Whatever sort of misfit you are, wrestling is probably where you belong. All right. So if anyone's up for getting involved, there's loads of training going on in Wales alone as well and all over the UK. Just get involved, get some training under your belt. And if you think, but I'm a bit of a weird freak, then, you know, hey, there's no weirder freak than this freak right here, let me tell you. And yeah, wrestling's a place for you. But yeah, I come back to Pro Wrestling Carnage. I went back. I had to get through a battle royal, which is an over-the-top rope elimination match, first of all, there on the comeback. And then I went on to face Dangerous Danny Owens for the Pro Wrestling Carnage Heavyweight Championship that same night. Bear in mind, I had lockdown fat all over my body. My cardio levels were down. I bought a load of cigars in lockdown and smoked them with a load of beers and whatnot as well. You know, I was hardly in my prime, shall we say, or in my peak of physical condition. So yeah, I was breathing like an asthmatic pit pony by the end of that night. But I was also breathing like an asthmatic pit pony with the Pro Wrestling Carnage Heavyweight Championship held above my head as well. And the pressure was gone from promoting, whereas I used to run Celtic Wrestling, wrestle on Celtic Wrestling, write the card for Celtic Wrestling, organize the locker room, pay everybody, sort the insurances, all that jazz as well. With this Pro Wrestling Carnage, I turn up, I wrestle, I get paid, I go home. And that's the passion is back now. I guess the secret is don't take too much on, you know, when you're running a company and doing every other job in our company as well. Because that's another thing. I'm a bit independent. I'm like, all right, I don't want to give anything to anyone else, you know? So it's like, I could have so-and-so managing this or so-and-so writing the card, but instead it's like, no, I'm going to do that. I don't know, it's a bit of a safety net, you know, keeping all my cards close to my chest like as well. But yeah, anyway, going off on a tangent now. Getting back to it, just chopsing. That's all I'm doing, boys. Just chopsing.
Who did you bribe then to win the belt, like?
Well, I think my legacy sort of went before me, you know. The Caiman, the Crocodilian Psycho. I'll be honest, I just messaged the promoters I did. They're friends of mine, they are. So we've worked together on many shows over the years in England and Wales. So I just messaged the promoters. I said, oh, guys, I see you've got this thing going on, Pro Wrestling Carnage. Any chance I can do something? I said, even if I don't do a match, any chance I can like get involved in like an angle or something, or, you know, maybe, I don't know, present the championship, your first champion or something. And they were like, yeah, leave it with us. We were thinking about getting in touch with you anyway. Leave it with us and we'll give you a yell. They came back to me then. They said, oh, we've got this idea for you. What do you think? And it wasn't the championship idea, first of all. They come to me with this other idea. And I was like, I'm not going to lie, boys. I think it absolutely stinks. I don't know. I would. That's not something I'd be interested in. It was like sort of a comedy thing. Oh, right, and I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm more of the aggressor and everything. You know, I'll chuck a bit of comedy in there, a bit of banter and all that. But I'd rather keep it aggressive, keep it professional, keep it legit, and you know, not make a mockery of myself. You know, so they said, all right, we understand that. We'll get back to you with something else.
All right, okay.
So they come back to me with something else then. I won't say what it was, because I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I was like, yeah, cool, that sounds fantastic, brilliant, we'll go for that. And a few weeks later then, they said, actually, we got this plan. Let's do this. We're going to try this one. And the writing then was on the wall. I turned up on the night and Pro Wrestling Carnage Heavyweight Champ. What an honor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little old me, well, 6'6" me from Merthyr Tydfil. Just your average working man, you know, I never thought for a second I'd be walking away with a championship, you know. I've had it since August. I've defended it, I think, 3 times so far as well. Next one in February. I think we're in Port Talbot again in February. But yeah, it's great stuff. And going back to what I said earlier, where I wasn't enjoying it anymore, now I am absolutely freaking loving it. I'm like, it's like starting over again, but with all the experience now as well to go with this. So it's great.
Yeah. And no pressure.
No pressure. Other than, well, there's always some pressure, you know. It's like, all right, who am I against tonight?
Yeah, that's not the pressure of business, you know.
Yeah. No pressure of business. It's just that the only pressure that's there is sorting your match out and having the best match you can, you know.
Yeah.
Because when you're on last, and as a champ, you always are on last, you've got to watch everyone else's match and just make sure that you're on par with them at very least. You want to be the best match on the show, really. You know, if you can, you want to put the best in. You want to get the best crowd reactions. Otherwise, why isn't that guy who wrestled before you the champ? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And that, I suppose, is the competitive aspect of wrestling. People say, oh, it's fake. It's fake. Well, is it fake? Or is it what it says on the tin? To me, it's wrestling. If someone's picking you up and slamming you back first on a bunch of wooden boards covered by an inch of canvas, which does knock the air out of you, Is that fake? It's not.
Yeah.
It's,
I think, people call it fake. It's not really fake. I mean, it's entertainment for
it's
sure.
entertainment. I'd say, is it choreographed? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Are we
But it
denying?
needs to be, otherwise you fucking kill yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
honest.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? It's hitting hard in safe places, so you get the impact. You're not go to hit someone and you're a mile away from their face because that just looked like a bag of tits. Yeah. You want to make it look as legit as you can. Or you want to make it look like you're killing that person you're in with or trying to kill them. But when in reality, the magic of it all is that what you're doing more than anything is trying to protect them. Like you're protecting their necks in every move you do. You're sacrificing yourself before you sacrifice them. It's discipline, basically. It is. It's like a martial art, basically, where you must have discipline. Without that discipline, there is no wrestling, and you've got no place in it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I remember Louis Theroux. He was doing series, and he went with the Sarge, didn't he, in America?
WCW Power Plant. I remember that one.
He was throwing up and everything, wasn't he?
Oh, he was. I think they did take a bit of liberties on him, mind. I think they saw this reporter guy, and Sarge was like, "Oh, why don't you come to the Power Plant and I'll show you a few moves and everything." And then what they did, they just absolutely drilled him to the point where he couldn't breathe. So there was a puddle of sweat around his poor little body. He's only a little man anyway, isn't he? And he's hardly a cardiovascular monster, is he? He's hardly a gym king. But and then they drilled him then to the point where he was spewing and everything. And I was like, oh, but Sarge, went up to him after then and said, "You asked me if it was fake and all that. Have that. You deserve that." But in fairness, I think a lot of people in wrestling get insulted and get their back up when people use the word fake. But if you're not involved in wrestling and not in that circle and don't know any different, then I don't think it's always meant that way. I don't think, like Louis Theroux, I don't think he meant it as an insult. I think he meant, people say it's fake. Is it fake? Tell me, describe wrestling to me, Yeah. So, but he should have worded it a bit better.
Definitely should have.
Might have had a better result then,
Yeah.
Well, the other one he went to afterwards was where they have like barbed wire and stuff. Did you see that?
AIWF or something was it called?
Yeah, that was in the UK.
There's no promotion that does that as such every match sort of thing. Yeah. They have what's known as like gimmick matches in the UK though. I've been in a few myself. I don't know if you can see my forehead. No, my lighting's crap. It's like an old road map. It is. There's lots of scratches and nicks on it. But they'll have like a gimmick match sometimes where they could have like, a ladders match where the ladder is basically used as a weapon throughout the match. The ladder is the third person in the ring basically in that match. And you've got to work this whole match around this ladder. And then there's normally a title belt or something involved hanging from the ceiling that you have to grab from there. So they have gimmick matches like that. Sometimes they go crazy and we'll wrap a bit of barbed wire around the ropes and everything as well. Do I like those type matches? Hell no, I do not, because, well, anything could happen really, anything could happen. It ups the stakes then. And I think for the money that you're getting paid, which by the way, I work a day job as well. It's not a lot. It's never going to be a lot unless you're one of the top guys in the WWE or now AEW or Japan. For the money that you're getting paid, or the money you're not getting paid, I should say, it's not really worth putting your life on the line. I don't think that. And those guys you mentioned, Dave, in that, I think it was called AIWF. I may be wrong. I'll have to look into that. That little garbage promotion is what I call it, because all it was, none of them were great wrestlers, none of them were great technicians, none of them were bumping properly, none of them were, all they were doing was taking a shortcut, I think, by doing that, and sort of pissing on everyone else who's done all this training and everything, and everyone else who's gone before them, and just taking a shortcut to try and pop their crowds by using weapons and just busting themselves open. And them guys, they are going to have, I put money on it now, none of them are still wrestling now, I bet. I bet they're that injured from what they were doing, that none of them are still wrestling now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like razor blades them, aren't they? Like cutting their
yeah,
just to get the blood out there. And
exactly, that's it.
Front crowd on the first 2 rows or whatever, they had like plastic sheeting, didn't they? Because of the blood splattering
That's
on.
it, exactly.
So,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
For shock, innit? It's done for shock.
You know, so I've done that myself. I have bladed in the past. But
I was going to say they do that in the fucking WWF.
They
used to in the old days.
They used to. It's gone PG now, don't it? So they banned blood and that now there. But I'm all for doing a blade job and everything and getting a bit of colour, getting a bit of blood and that. But they were doing it in every match. You know, if it's like your main event or something, or some particular grudge match that's been built up for ages, and then, you know, the heel, the bad guy, or the baby face, the good guy, needs to get some colour just to get some sympathy or something, or just bust the bad guy open just to sell the angle, you know, just to show, right, I finally got my revenge on him. Look what I'm doing to him, you know. It means something then. But if you're just going out every match and everyone on the card, like 20 wrestlers in, like, I don't know, say for argument's sake, 6 or 7 or 8 matches, they're all bleeding. They've all got that crimson mask. By the time we get to the main event, no one cares. No one's going to pop for it, you know, because they've seen it in match 1, match 2, match 3, match 4. You know, it's all about whatever you were doing. That's why consistency in watching what other people do or finding out what other people are doing on the show before you is so important, because if you don't, everyone could have the same finish. You know what I mean? Everyone could finish with, I don't know, everyone could finish with a stunner, for argument's sake, you know? And it's like, all right, match 1, finish with a stunner. By the time I get to the main event then, and I'm going to do my stunner, I kick the guy in the gut and they're like, oh, another stunner, yeah. You know? And it's just like, it means shit, you know?
Yeah. Unless you take electric stunner.
That's it, exactly. or stunner off the top rope to the outside of the ring into the front row, you know? Yeah, then they pop for that shit, let me tell you. Won't have a choice. Out the way!
But seeing as you're Carnage wrestling champ now, I mean, maybe that'll hold enough swing for you going forward with your podcast. They'll help you get the Rock on there. How do you think of that?
You know, that's... So, do you know what? No one is unreachable, I discovered. Like, we were talking, well, yeah, they are, you know. But
Rock is.
You'd be surprised. I've asked people, right, who I thought would never come on. We talked a bit about it off air, I think, as well. Carol Baskin, for example. I just messaged her one day thinking, because I seen her on Twitter, I thought, oh, and I was in the podcast zone at the time, right? As you get sometimes, I'm sure you both know. I was in the podcast zone. I was like thinking of things to do, thinking of ways to jazz things up, thinking of, I don't know, jazz the set up a bit or whatever, you know, but stop it just looking like a glorified cupboard. Here we are. But I was looking through Twitter. I saw Carol Baskin. I thought, I'm going to send her, she's got an inbox open on Twitter. I'll send her a direct message now. So I did. I was like, hi, this is me. This is what I do. And then obviously you chuck a few names in there you think she'll know. Just to trigger the hot buttons, like, and tell her how awesome you thought she come across on Tiger King, and now you think it's a travesty that this miscarriage of justice that's going on at the moment. Do you fancy coming on for a chat sometime? And then immediately, about 5 minutes, she messaged back, sure, here's my diary, take a 30-minute or a 1-hour slot. I was like, holy crap, like, this Carol effing Baskin, this is, off Tiger King, you know? This is Carol effing Baskin off Tiger King. I messaged her 5 minutes ago. She's already got back to me. What the hell? What's going on? But I decided then, I was like, right, this is 3:00 in the afternoon. I got to strike hard here. I got to strike fast. Anything could happen, right? She could get, like I said earlier, gunned down, imprisoned, drawn into some contract, trapped in some contract where she's not allowed to do interviews anymore, as she is now at the moment with Disney Plus. So I thought, right, I'm going to take the first available opening she's got. I don't care if I haven't got anything to say. I'm having her on the show. And I went home, took a few notes, and pretty much made the rest up as I went along. But it was all right, because I'd watched Tiger King. It was already there, you know? So you find that with some guests, I'm sure yourselves, some you have to prepare more for than others. It was easy. It was a good interview. I think we went for about 50 minutes as well, which is my comfort time as well. That's nice. It was great, man. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing if you can just get that hit straight away on something like Twitter, you know?
That's it. Incredible, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I was messaging, like, do you know who John Five is?
Oh, sorry.
John Five?
No, who's that?
He's a guitar player. He used to be the guitar player for Marilyn Manson,
Ah, right, yeah,
and
yeah,
now he's off on his own. He always dresses up in like this weird scully stuff, and
yeah.
he just brought out a new album and stuff.
Wicked.
But they put a post up on his Twitter, and the link didn't work. So I messaged his Twitter saying, "Oh look, your link doesn't work." Blah 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 blah. And what it was like his web manager was running the page,
Right, okay.
and she messaged me straight back, and she said, "Oh, thanks for the heads up." And so I messaged her back, and I said, "Oh, how can I get John Five on the show?" And then she gave me his email address and everything, but you haven't fucking got back to me.
Oh, you haven't, have you? Oh, man. I thought I was waiting for my happy ending then, man. I was like, oh, come on. And it didn't happen.
No, I was gutted. I was like, oh, come on. I've messaged him 2 or 3 times now, and I'm like, because he's fucking amazing, to be honest.
I was ready for the drums at the end there when he
Yeah.
finished it. Dun, 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 dun.
No, I don't get the East End of drums on this one.
Ah, mate.
This
Got
is a bit of
it.
a shock. But
So, because I've said to Tara, I'd love to get Joey Exotic on as well. Even
Yes.
from his prison cell.
That's it. I've tried that as well.
Yeah.
I have tried to get in touch and all that. And I've even taunted him by sending him little clips of the Carol one and everything.
Carol
I said,
Baskin interview,
this
yeah.
is what she said. She claims she's never even spoken to you. When you come on and tell your side, or maybe we could arrange a phone call or something and we could do it that way,
Yeah.
But nothing back at all.
well, he's in jail, and he getting bummed by somebody, I expect.
No,
Well,
he's married. He's got married since he's been in there.
I bet he has. Probably been married like 6 or 7 times.
That's a whole other podcast, right, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your thought on it? I don't think Carol fed her husband to the Tigers. I don't think she actually did that. I think she knows more than what she's letting on. And I don't think, I don't want to spoil the second season for anybody, but I don't think Joey or Joe Exotic put a contract out on her either. So I think he's been framed, but I think she knows a bit more than what's going on.
I think he was framed by that guy he brought in, because his husband in the first one didn't his husband die? I say in the first one. I thought about that.
He shot himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
he
That
was
pretty
young.
tragic. That was, yeah. He's
Young
only
kid, wasn't he?
Yeah, crazy, man. I can't believe they, went as in depth as they did on that either. It was a bit insensitive, I thought, as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Well, not really. I mean, Joe Exotic's that's what he wanted, wasn't it? He's all over.
Yeah. No, I mean the producers and that, of the show, it would be like it was a bit.
But I don't think you could have that. You couldn't have that story without putting it in, could you? Really?
Yeah.
But
They really put it in though. They showed him going in to do it and everything. And I'm not sure if you heard the bang as well. And then the next thing you know, this guy's just topped himself. It's like, whoa, hang on a sec. I wasn't ready for that.
When he does it, the guy who sat opposite him, who was Joe's campaign manager, you see the look on his face as it happened. So they got that footage off the camera. Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
That messed him up because he said, they were saying like Joe needed counselling and stuff, but he said, I needed it really. Do you know what I mean? It was a real mess because he was physically there when the guy done it.
Oh yeah, that sort of stuff scars you for life, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I was saying now.
Yeah, no, it's Dave. I think asked what do we think? What do we think she did? Or what do we think the story is? I think Don Lewis is still alive and in Costa Rica. I do.
Was he the guy that came in after the young boy shot himself?
Don Lewis is Carol's husband, the missing man. I don't think she fed him to the Tigers at all. I think he's alive in Costa Rica because the paper has come out as well, hasn't it? Saying that he is alive and well, and
I don't know. I think he might be dead because they reckon he had like dodgy dealings with lots of people in Costa Rica.
Yeah,
I think he might have been bumped off.
Yeah,
but I think she kind of knows, and maybe she's been paid off to keep quiet. Perhaps. Maybe.
Guys,
I think she knows more than what's going on, but I don't think she actually fed into the cats. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
maybe
I'm just speculating. I am myself as well, But I think he's done one up on her. I do, to be honest. That's my speculation. I think he's done her over a kipper.
But she got all his cash out, didn't she? I know he was allegedly hiding cash, wasn't he, in Costa Rica? But she still had what was in his will. Do you know what I mean? So And that was kind of like 6 or 7 million or something like that. They reckon.
Hey,
Well,
perhaps they're in it together. Perhaps they're in it together, and he's got a mansion at the bottom of the house. You know what I mean? We never know. An underground mansion going on there. You know, they could have afforded the extension, I'm sure.
Yeah,
his kids are looking for him, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, they were trying to get the money, weren't they?
After that, I was contacted by this guy Ripper as well. He was in season 2. They started commenting on the comment section on the YouTube channel. I said to him, well, it's no good slagging a woman off here when you come on and have a chat. So that almost happened as well. Yeah. And then he said, I'm a bit too busy. I can get my representatives to come on and have a chat. So I just said to him, and I said, with respect, I'm all about I am running a show at the end of the day. I'm all about publicity. I'm all about getting the best possible audience I can. It's you or nothing, I'm afraid. So that's the last I heard of him. Yeah. So,
yeah, it's a bit random, isn't it?
So basically, you can edit this out if you want, but fuck you, Ripper.
We don't edit any. We didn't edit anything out, did we?
Well, we never used to, but we have done. We have done a bit of editing. One episode.
But,
which one was that?
Don't tell him.
Tell me and edit it out. I want to be the second.
I won't edit any of this out. We actually did somebody from Merthyr, and I had to edit some words out.
I can imagine. Yeah. Didn't get the dialogue. They didn't they didn't come with a translator. I've lived away for a bit, all right. So my Merthyr accent isn't as broad as some, you know.
No, it wasn't then. They had to write it out. It was me. These are like, we can't have you say that on our podcast. I was like, it's my fucking podcast.
Who's been your favourite then? Obviously, we mentioned Carol. Who else have you enjoyed having a chat with?
So favourite ever, definitely last week or this week, was it? Blaze Bailey. Okay. Absolute nuts. I've seen he's ranked 3 in your favourite, I think, is he?
No, it's on our podcast list.
In our podcast list, yes.
On our podcast charts, actually.
Yeah. That's it. He's fantastic. He was great. From the moment he come on, I like a guest where they do most of the speaking. Do you know what I mean? I like those type of guests where I can ask them, they say something, I can jump in whenever I want to, ask them about it. So, there's no awkward silences or nothing there. You just, it's just flowing. And with Blaze, for 1 hour and 48 minutes, it flowed. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, I could have talked to him longer, but I was busting for a piss. And I was like, oh my God, I only penciled in 45 minutes for this. I was like, by the end of it, yeah, go on, Blaze, go on. But he was great, man. And I'm a massive Maiden fan as well. So to get to talk about his time in Iron Maiden, and I remember it as well.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, oh, what's going on here then? What's going on? And then when he left suddenly, then it was like, oh, Bruce is coming back, sort of thing. But to talk about that time he was in it and to talk about his audition and everything, and he just said, and he was taking me through it as he was there. He was like, yeah, well, you're in a room with Nico McBrain and a picking gun goes off. Bang! 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 It's just Nico McBrain casually hitting the snare drum. Not even raising his arm. Oh, he's brilliant. He was.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. I was just having shivers and goosebumps now. It's like, please, you're a legend. You're an absolute legend. And if he crosses the border back into our homeland, gents, I got to go pay him a visit there.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was brilliant.
He was supposed to be at Planet Rocks that one, but he caught COVID.
That's right, yeah.
He was there this year, but I saw him up in the Dragonfly, so we got a little venue up in Pontypool.
Yeah, I know the Dragonfly, yeah.
And he was, when I walked in, he was stood in the corner, just on his phone, and people were just walking past him. And I walked in, and I was like, it's fucking Blaze. And the missus was like, yeah, I know. I said, it's fucking Blaze. And people were just walking past him, so I went up and luckily, I'd taken like a stack of Wolfsbane CDs, so he signed all the CDs for me.
Fantastic.
Then he walked me to the merch stand and made me buy other CDs. So he signed them as well. But he was awesome. And wow,
great guy.
I was kind of like right in front of him.
Yeah.
On one of the songs, he was grabbing my head and shaking my head around. Oh, he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He is a legend. He's fantastic. But yeah, he's probably I don't know. It's tough to say the favourite one I've ever done, but he's certainly up there. Definitely, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I get that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I see we've done quite a few of the same guests.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing the circuit tonight, doing the round sort of thing. So we're kind of going through the same people and what have you, you know.
Yeah.
But they're probably just, particularly those of like the 80s and whatnot. They're probably like, all right, let's jump on the podcast scene, talk a bit nostalgia and what have you, you know. But
I think you're working with a couple of the same PR agents as well.
Probably.
Looking at the list.
Yeah, it looks that way. Yeah, two of the same, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah,
we probably are. Yeah.
So I looked at a couple, and I know Michael Armstrong's been on your show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and he's been on yours, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's a lovely guy.
Good guy. Yeah, so obviously work with him and Wes as well.
Yeah,
working with Wes. Yeah, there we are. It makes sense now. Makes sense now. Good stuff. It's cool though, man. Because we've got, you know, well, we talk to the same people. We've got different styles. Yeah. And different setups. And B, we've got different followings as well. So it's good. And it's good, like, doing stuff like this, working with each other. Like I said to you guys, come on mine and have a chat as well. We'll chat about your podcast, what you guys are up to, when you're not doing this sort of thing, whatever, you know. Yeah. We could talk about anything. We could talk about the weather. We could talk about motorbikes. We could talk about cars. We could talk about scantily clad ladies, whatever the hell you want, boys. But yeah, no, jump on. It's good to help each other out, I think, you know?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, you know, a bit of cross-promotion doesn't hurt, like, does it?
Definitely, man. You know, it's like pull each other up along the way sort of thing. What I hate, and you get this in wrestling a lot as well, it's like someone's on their way up, and while they're on their way up, they'll do whatever they can to keep kicking you the fuck down. Yeah. And you know what? I'll bite the fuck out of their fucking ankles if they do that to me as well, the bastards. You know? Yeah, it's like, help each other out. If you're going up, pull this guy up with you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's right. Like if you're drowning underwater and there's a bunch of you under there and you've got someone by the side of you and suddenly, you know, you get your foot free and you can see if you unhook his foot by there, you can save him. You're not just going to leave him here, are you? Pull the fucker up with you. Have a bit of respect, like, you know. Yeah. We're all on this planet together. We all got to help each other out, I think. And the more people get in that mindset, the more they will all succeed, I think, you know?
Yeah. Well, the happier people are anyway, aren't they, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, not only the people that are on the up, I mean, at least they can be a little bit happy for you as they're pulling you up, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. Exactly. You know what I mean? And people will remember that then as well when they'll be like, oh, actually, yeah, he's all right, you know, he was going up here and he was like, oh, let me introduce you to this guy sort of thing, you know? And rather than us, I've got to go a sec, I'll just hide this from you sort of thing. It's like, come on, you know? Yeah, help each other out.
But how did you get Cheryl Baker on your show?
I'll be honest, the wonder of Twitter again.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah. And I just messaged her on Twitter.
Yeah.
And she just said, oh, give my PR agent a shout.
Yeah.
I did. Her PR agent got in touch within a day or two then, and on she came, like, you know, and she was great. And I sort of grew up on Cheryl Baker after Eurovision, like, you know, she was doing the kids' TV and all that then when I was in it. And it was like, Cheryl. Yeah, I just stumbled across her. And then I was thinking of all these programs, like the Saturday Picture Show. Yeah, I remember her and Mark Curry on there. I had him on the other week as well.
Yeah, I just saw that, yeah.
Lovely guy, really nice guy. And I remembered her from Eggs and Bacon, Record Breakers then as well. I was like, oh, I'd love to talk to her about all this and relive it in my childhood. Yeah. And about, obviously, the music and the Eurovision and that as well. So, yeah, straight away she got back to me, and she was another lovely lady as well.
Yeah,
I found her great. Like I watched your one with her as well, you know.
All right, yeah.
And I know you, Dave. You're a bit of a fan now.
Well, I just sat there smiling.
Yeah.
It was because when we started doing this, and because we just did it to have a chat, so we sort of like reconnected when I got remarried.
Aye.
And for the second time with the same woman.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then
it wasn't remarried, it was a fucking
it was a renewal. Yeah. And then we were talking like this for weeks and weeks, weren't we? And then Terry said, oh, have you ever fancied doing a podcast? And I didn't even know what they were. And then we did a first couple where we were just having a chat with each other, and then we said about getting guests. And the very first guest, I said to him, I said, I'd love to get Cheryl Baker on. I always had like a schoolboy crush.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah, watching her on the Eurovision when they whipped the skirt off and stuff, and it's just stuck with me ever since. Do you know what I mean? And then when he messaged me, and I was like, "Fuck off!"
Well, you were out somewhere. I think you were at the Dragonfly, weren't you?
I think I was. Yeah.
That was the night you were sick everywhere, wasn't it?
I
I think so. I said you'll never guess because what she was putting up these tweets about people winning Olympics and winning golds in the Olympics and stuff. And I'd messaged her a couple of times, and I messaged her PR a few times, and they just kept telling me no, that she was too busy all the time. So every time she put a tweet up, I would say something nice about it.
Yeah.
And then the last one she put up, she said, "Oh, congratulations to so-and-so for winning a gold medal at the Olympics." And I put, "Well, we would really win a gold medal if you came on our podcast."
And cheesy.
She said, yeah, she said, "Oh, and she did exactly the same. She messaged me straight back.
Brilliant.
And she said, "Just get in touch with the PR people," and we set it all up like that.
Yeah,
excellent stuff. She was great. She's a good storyteller as well. Bubbly, nice guest. Again, another one of them ones who didn't. So there weren't any like awkward silences or whatever, you know. It was like it flowed, you know, and that's nice. Chesney Hawkes was another one like that. He was great. He was, he was brilliant, and I seen as well with him. So my missus, she's a fan of Chesney as well, right? Always have been a lifelong fan of him. And I seen he was in his studio and he had a guitar in the background. And towards the end, and I said, Ches, I noticed you've got a guitar in the background there. Like I don't mean to be cheeky, but you know, when in Rome and all that. He was like, "Oh, you want me to give a song?" I said, "Oh, yes, please. Will you give a song and dedicate it to Amy for me, please? So I can get some brownie points." And he was like, "Yeah, of course I will. This one here's for Amy. I'm going to sing one of my new ones and all that he'd been talking about prior." And he played the song just like that. It was just like, I didn't even have to put a pound in him, you know? Brilliant.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm thinking about doing something like that because we both, David and myself, had learned to play the guitar.
Yeah.
But like we had Doug Aldrich on like a few weeks back.
Aye.
From the Dead Daisies and Whitesnake and
Wicked.
Awesome. And he was sat there filling in with his guitar. And I thought, fuck, I should have, after the podcast, I thought, fuck, I should have just picked up my guitar and played a couple of chords with him.
Awesome.
You know, and let him go, like.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And I could say, "Oh, yeah, I played fucking guitar with Doug Aldrich."
Brilliant, man. Yeah, that's amazing. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
So I think I'm going to start doing that if I get guitar players.
Do it, man. Yeah, just keep it by your side at all times, just in case. You never know, huh? You never know.
Yeah,
talking about guitars and guitarists, I had Key Marcello on as well. He was a guitarist in Europe.
Oh, right.
And guitarist in Easy Action. And basically Poison stole one of his songs one day. So he was telling me on the podcast about how, yes, it was he's Scandinavian. He is. Yeah, I was there like this. And I was driving. I hired the car. I was living the dream, driving over the Golden Gate Bridge and everything. And all of a sudden, I hear this fucking song on the radio called I Want Action. And it goes, I want action. I want action tonight. It's my fucking song. We go rocking. We go rocking. We go rocking tonight. If you got a chance, listen to We Go Rocking by Easy Action, right? And listen to I Want Action by Poison. They even stole the name Action, you know? But yeah, there was a massive lawsuit about it and everything. But yeah, he was a great guest as well. What a lovable guy, like, you know? So
who did you say it was?
Key Marcello.
Oh, okay. Key Marcello.
Yeah. Give him a shout, man. Have a look at him. Have a look at his backstory and that as well. It's worth having a natter to him. He's a good guy. He's worth getting on, definitely.
Yeah. Well,
and he comes over. He's played in Newport as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sean Smith told us a story like that as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I can't remember the band though, but he sent one of the members of this other band, one of the when he was in the Blackout.
Yeah.
One of their new songs that they were going to bring out. And for some reason or another, it didn't come out, I think. And then about a year later, the band brought that fucking song out. And he messaged...
Super tricky, like.
He actually said he messaged the guy and said, "Oh, what the fuck's this like? This is my song," you know? And then the whole band fucking ghosted him.
Oh, my God.
The whole band that nicked the song, yeah.
Jeez.
So, yeah, he told us that on the podcast.
Oh, I tell you, I write songs as well, right? And I've released a few.
Were you in a band called Plasticine?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's another one of my creations, plasticine. Yeah, so wrote all our own stuff. It's kind of like the sort of vibe is Chili Peppers meets The Clash sort of thing, you know. It's that kind of vibe, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone robbed any of my songs, I'd
wrestle them.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you off the air. I'll tell you off the air. Shoot them. No, I can say I shoot them with a crossbow. I'm only joking, though. All right, I'm only joking.
So if any band members get shot with a crossbow, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, we got to edit that now. Nah, sod it. If anyone gets shot with a crossbow, just good luck getting the right size bolts.
We did this before. You can do it in Hereford with a wooden longbow. You've got to have a bit of English in you, and they got to be Welsh in your.
That's right. Isn't it something to do with by a river or something as well?
I don't know if you've got to be by a river.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I was by a river. Oh no!
Well, yeah, chuck them in the river because the body will go downstream anyway.
That's it, and then end up at sea then as well. You know, could end up in another country, and then it's it's France's problem then, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Can I just say? We're only joking, by the way. Well, at least I am. Everything I just said about the crossbow, I was joking. But if you are stealing my songs, I will beat you if I catch you. That is all.
I might know somebody who stole one of your songs.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll set you up with him.
Brilliant. Do you happen to not like this guy? Or don't tell me, he's a dear friend, right?
Yes, yeah, he is.
Brilliant. I look forward to meeting him.
Yeah, you'll have to come to Holland though, that's the only problem.
It's all right. I love Holland. Funny enough, I got a Holland story, if I may.
Yeah, go on.
Wrestling for Dutch Championship Wrestling. It was my first time for Dutch Championship Wrestling. My first time wrestling further than Ireland, basically. So get on the plane. I got two guys with me. I got my mate Spam. He's from down your neck of the woods. You might know Spam, actually. You might have come across him. Lindenham. No? He's you know him. He's always in the band places, Dragonfly and all that. You will have seen him, big bald guy. But it was me, him, and this posh boy, Willie Harry, as well. Now, Willie Harry loves a smoke. I was an easily influenced wrestler, sort of off duty, and Spam will just do anything. So we get there anyway. No hotel or anything. We're just like, right, we'll find the hotel when we get there. So we were staying in Amsterdam and wrestling in, I believe, The Hague. Is that right? Yeah. So we were staying in Amsterdam. We were there rolling down the street with our cases. And then these hoteliers came out onto the street and basically pulled us in. Said, right, room. Yeah, please, 30 euros each. Okay, brilliant. So we got our room. Anyway, we find our way into like the red light district then we do. I'm not going down prostitute routes or nothing here, but, when in Rome, you do as the Romans did, don't you? And there was all these cafes and these clouds of smoke and all that. And Willie Harry was there. Me and Spam were like, oh, should we go for a beer somewhere? And Willie Harry's like, I wouldn't mind going for a coffee, actually, lads. It's like, yeah, you don't want a coffee, do you? So we end up, anyway, sat, it's cross-legged on the floor around this big beanbag with this big bong in the middle with like 3 pipes coming out of it. People coming up, chucking all this weed in it and everything, burning it for us and that. I don't smoke weed either, right? So I was there smoking it. The more I smoked, like the greener I got and everything as well. We get outside, we go to another coffee shop, we go to a bar, then we go to another coffee shop. We're just everywhere, all over the place, drinking, smoking and everything. Basically, Amsterdam owned our arse, right? Totally. Anyway, get back to the hotel, cobwebs and everything, a little bit of sleep, wake up, train ride then to The Hague for the wrestling show the next day. Real rough as shit. So it's like one of them confused hangovers. I was just like, as well, because of all the weed, Brain cells had popped left, right, and centre. But we get on a train. I got my bag with me. We get to the wrestling venue, meet the promoter and everything, shake hands and all that. He's like, cool, right? First aid is you. Use the ring if you want to try it out and everything. Brilliant. Tried the ropes and all that. Great. Went backstage. Cool. Get changed there. Backstage, changed. Opened my bag up. Boots. Brilliant. Elbow pads. Tape. Where's my outfit? Where's my fucking outfit? I've got to make a good impression. This is my first time wrestling for Dutch Championship Wrestling. The train with exchanges is about 2 hours away to our hotel. Yeah. What am I going to do? It's visualize then. I can see it on my bed in the hotel room. And we're not in that hotel tonight either anyway.
Oh.
So it's like, shit, what am I going to do? So I goes up to the promoter. I'm like, can I have a word a second? Yes, what's the matter? And I'm like, all right. What it is, a bit embarrassing. I forgot my gear. What? I forgot my gear? But it's your first time here. It's like, I know, what a dick, right? But my gear's on the bed. He said, what happened to you? Amsterdam owned me last night, man. I'm honest to God. I think I'm still tripping. Like, you know, I'm seeing two of you, man. Is there someone who can just take me to the hotel quickly? And, you know, I can just grab my kit, or can I borrow some kit off someone? If you borrow kit off him, it's going to say bad boy on your ass. If you borrow kit off him, it's going to say Christopher on your ass. If you borrow kit off him, it's not going to work. We asked for the Cayman. We asked for Cayman, the crocodile psycho. What are we going to have now? A man in jeans? It's like, oh, shit. I felt about that big. As it happened, one of the referees had a pair of, like, remember them old cycling shorts?
Yeah.
Black pair of them. I had to wear them. It was the longest walk to the ring that I ever had. Honestly, back then I used to wear the singlet as well with the straps and all that. So it hid, you know, my gut and my lack of physique that I had then because I was still relatively new. And yeah, I walk to the ring in them cycling shorts was damn near horrific.
You should have just got a bike and cycled in.
Oh, exactly. Do you know, it wouldn't have made me look any worse, man. You know, thankfully the match was a good match. You know, we were throwing each other into chairs and that outside and everything. I did a flip off the ring apron into his face and all that, and he squashed me at the end. And he did the big 20-stone bastard. But it was a good match. But I think it would have been better if I'd had, you know, my regular outfit, as seen on the tin, you know. It's like, you know, going to a shop, buying a I don't know, a tin of baked beans, you open it up and there's a bunch of bananas in it, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, that's not what I bought, you know, but no, man, I had a good match, I still got paid and I got a cool story out of it, so it is what it is.
Well, we actually opened a tin of tomatoes the other day, well, my girlfriend did, tomato blocks, you know,
Aye,
well, there's chopped up tomatoes. There's some tomato blocks on the tin. Opened the tin of tomato blocks, poured them out into the pan, and it was all cherry tomatoes.
I so wanted you to tell me a bunch of bananas, isn't it?
It was actually cherry tomatoes, fucking round ones, fucking tomato blocks.
Know what you asked for, man. Know what you asked for. Well, that's basically what happened when I went to Holland. They bought a tin of tomatoes, all right, and cherry tomatoes walked to the ring, you know. Coming down the aisle from South Wales with a tin bill, cherry tomatoes.
Did you paint your name on your ass or anything, or did you?
I didn't have any wits about me or anything, to be honest, man. I was, it was just a bog standard pair of sweaty cycling shorts. They weren't even clean, like, you know.
You probably wore them to the gig, I expect.
I know, disgraceful. It was minging. Like I said, it wasn't the entrance I would have hoped for. So people were like, "Oh, who's this guy in the cycling shorts?" Do you know what I mean? Is he an extra or what? Is he just going to get beat down or something? What's going on? Do you know what in WWE or WWF years ago, they used to have what's called enhancement talent or jobbers, where some guy called, I don't know, Bob Jones or something would fight the Undertaker, and the Undertaker would just pummel him in about 30 seconds, and he'd be left in the ring like that. I looked like one of them guys, you know what I mean? I looked like a jobber, a glorified jobber. Yeah. And I was tamping about that. But hey, it was a good bloody night on our red light district, though. We were absolutely howling. Oh, my God. People are giving us all sorts of stuff. It's like a marketplace there as well, you know? in the one section, it's like people are shouting out, whereas on a fruit stall, they're shouting, "Oh, get your oranges, your bananas, these carrots, whatever." They're like... ecstasy, speed, cocaine, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you got to be careful though, man, you know.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There was a few years back, I mean, it must have been maybe 10 years ago now, I think. There was a few of those street guys shouting out cocaine, and they were selling cocaine to the English guys.
Yeah.
And a few of them died.
Oh, bloody hell.
Because it wasn't cocaine, it was something else. Like, it was probably
fentanyl. That's not good, man. Yeah, no good.
But they had like 6 or 7 deaths up there.
Did they?
Yeah, most of them were British, yeah.
Well, I didn't have none of that anyway.
Obviously.
Honest. No cocaine. No cocaine. I mean, we stuck to the smoke. And someone had like a big mushroom thing from somewhere as well.
Yeah.
So I had a bit of that as well. And it did something to me, like, do you know what I mean? So I was running over the water of the canal, like, and everything. So it must have done something to me. But it was great. Oh, and Willie Harry as well, the posh boy who likes weed. The next day when we got back, after what was almost a disastrous debut for Dutch Championship Wrestling, when we got back the next day, he was stoned out of his head. He bought a goodie bag from the shop and everything as well, from the coffee shop. Had a big reefer in there, or a cone or something, I think he had actually. But we were in the hotel then after. He was snoring in bed. I said to Spam, gather up all his clothes there for me. So I gathered up all his clothes, took him downstairs by reception, put him in a bag. He woke up then in a pair of pants, and he's not the most flattering of looking people in his pants, I'll tell you that for nothing. He looked worse than me in the cycling shorts, not saying something. But he said, where's my clothes? I said, I chucked them in the canal. He went, you what? I said, I chucked them in the canal. What part of that didn't you hear? He said, you better not have. I said, well, I have. We got to go anyway. We're off. So me and Spam went down and outside the hotel window. We're about three flights up. He's shouting out the window, where's my fucking clothes? Where's my clothes? Seriously, get them back here now. I'm going to call the police. It's like, what? Really? You're going to call the police? So I just left him on reception. We just walked off. He caught up with us. He went to reception in the end with a towel or something around him, with his head in his hands. Yeah, super embarrassed. But he got his clothes back in the end, so he was all right. But I was going to chuck him in the canal though as well, but Spam told me not to. He said, that's a step too far. I said, what he did to me last night, getting a non-smoker stoned to the point where I was green, first of all. Then I was laughing at anything that breathed.
Yeah.
Then I thought I could walk on water. Yeah, it's like, well, what he did to me was a sin. Do you know what I mean? A few wet clothes in the canal is nothing, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but we started a section called the Word Police.
The Word Police?
Yeah, we've got a section now called the Word Police, where every show now we're going to mention a banned word, and now we're going to try and explain why it's banned and why it shouldn't be banned. Okay. And I think this word suits you down to the ground. And the banned word is showman.
Ah, okay.
So, and the reason that it is banned is because it's banned as being sexist.
Ah, show person, perhaps. Is that what they're after?
That's right. Yeah? It's got to be replaced with the word show person, entertainer, or producer.
Right. Okay.
So what do you think of that? So how would you consider yourself to be called? Would you like to still be called a showman? I mean, who the fuck decides you can or cannot be called a showman?
I'll be called whatever the fuck I want to be called. I am a showman. I've always been a showman. I'm not a person. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm not a woman. I was born a man. I identify as such as well. So, each to their own, by the way, all right, before I get a load of emails abusing me. I know it's a bit of a snowflake mentality out there these days, isn't there? But that's another story. So it's showman, it's always been a thing, isn't it? If it's not broke, don't fix it, I say. People, it's just a word at the end of the day. Either people get offended far too easily,
They do.
It's like... people are calling you a showman. So what? If you're a female, if you got, tits and a fanny instead of a cock and balls, they'll probably call you a showwoman. Or then a show. Or, depending what you're up to, Sail a little closer to the wind there, my old son. Right there with you, though, you're all right. But I do think people need to just take a step back, take a good, long, hard look at themselves and just think, does it really matter? Is it really an issue? There's more pressing.
I just don't get it, all these banned words.
I don't either, man. There's more pressing matters going on in the world, isn't it? That is a banned word now, is it?
It is,
actually,
yeah. Showman.
Who said?
The Word Police.
The Word Police.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I'm trying to find out who the fucking Word Police are as well.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Because I want to get them on the show. I could probably fucking piss them off quite easily, to be honest.
Yeah, totally. You and me both, man. 100%. I want to come back on that one, right? I bet they're geeks. They still live with their parents. They sleep in the basement with all these monitors around them, just looking for words day in, day out. They
It'd be
don't
like the
have
Matrix.
jobs. Yeah, they don't have jobs. They claim benefits, live with their parents. They don't pay any rent. They spend all day with a thesaurus in front of them, looking for words and what it means and trying to give it new meaning.
Yeah.
Basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is they're cocks, basically, and they need to get a life, leave other people get on with their lives, and leave showmen like myself and every other man who performs in whatever performance they choose to do, just get on with their lives, get on with their business. What difference does it make? There are people dying out there, you know what I mean? There are people who haven't got homes out there. There are people getting murdered and gunned down as we speak out there in
Merthyr.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. Like, there's someone about to get shot with a crossbow somewhere, That's not in Merthyr, by the way. But
That's not in Holland either.
yeah. Let's put that out there. Let's clear it up for ourselves. But yeah, I think people just need to get a life, get a grip, and think about things which are a little bit more important in life. It doesn't matter if someone's a showman, a show person, a showwoman, whatever. No, it doesn't matter. Get over yourselves.
Mm. So actually, I was just thinking about the movie, The Greatest.
Yeah,
The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman. Yeah, that's right.
Well, they need to either change the name or fucking ban it.
They have to,
bearded lady in that as well.
Yeah, that's right.
They had a bearded lady in there, didn't they?
They asked me to play that part, first of all.
I was going to say they were asking me, but my hair wasn't long enough.
No, I got enough there. Smells good too. Timothy, other brands are also available.
Hey, there's no advertising on this podcast. we don't get paid.
I use Pantene as well, so it's okay. I've evened it out now.
So who have you got coming? Oh no, don't tell me. I was going to say who have you got coming up on your podcast, but I mean that's probably top secret anyway.
No, it's not top secret because the truth of the matter is no one at the moment.
Oh,
No. I just go with the flow sort of thing normally. I don't book way in advance. I try and do one every Monday.
Yeah.
And I'll just try and contact someone throughout the week and they'll be like, cool, see you Monday, job done. Or sometimes if they can't do a Monday, we'll shuffle it around a bit. I don't think it really matters. I don't think anyone sat there every Monday thinking, right, this Monday, this is the time it's coming out. So I think they just surf the channel and everything. And when they see the little box on the side, there's a new one here, then they'll click on and have a look,
Right, okay.
I don't think I've got anyone booked at the moment, but I will have by Monday, of course.
Yeah. Probably be us.
It could well be, yeah. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do Monday?
Yeah, let's do it.
You can do Monday if you want to.
Yeah.
Can I do Monday? Let me have a look at my book.
Let me know. Yeah, we'll book it now. You're in now.
Well, while Terry's checking that, who would you most love to have on your podcast, either alive or dead, past or present?
Ooh. Right. I already know the answer to this one. He is very much alive. You might think, really? But he's very much alive. He's got connections to Merthyr Tydfil. He's got connections to Gleneath. You know him on about now, don't you? I've done a video trying to taunt him into it as well. I've sent it to him.
I'm trying to get him as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Well,
Sapman are trying to get him as well.
Is that
all the Welsh podcasts are trying to get him?
Jeez, man, so I tried ages ago. It was months ago, about 6 months ago when I first started. I think I did a video taunting him and everything, saying, I want to talk about Knight Rider. I want to talk about Baywatch. I want to talk to Mitch Buchanan. I want to talk to Michael Knight. I want to talk to the Hoff. And I do promise you, I do solemnly swear, if you come on the Caiman show, I will absolutely categorically, under no circumstances, hassle the Hoff.
Yeah, I seen it. I saw that.
And then I haven't heard from him since. Apparently he went into hiding after that. Apparently, boys, he was like, "Who the hell is this?" Jeez. Yeah.
No, he was one of the first people we messaged as well.
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah. And obviously, you know his PR person.
Yeah.
Katie, is it Katie?
Aye. Yeah.
But everyone's trying to get him, and he's just not having it because he was in Germany not so long ago.
That's right. Yeah, doing his music.
A new song, yeah.
That's it. But
and he released a rock song as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And he said he loves Metallica and Iron Maiden.
Oh, wicked!
So he brought this rock song out as well.
That's
and,
amazing. So have you heard it? Have you had a look at it?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Any good?
Well, since I'm trying to get him on a show, it's fucking fantastic.
I seen this rendition of Sweet Caroline. I like that. You know, it was like, oh, great. The missus was like, really? I was like, yeah, it's the Hoff, man. Come on.
Oh, he's brilliant.
He's
I've
great.
seen him on the what do you call it when they in America when they have like all the guest rippers and they rip them, don't they? And then they stand up and do a speech. So they
the roast.
had him.
Oh yeah, the roast. Yeah, the roast.
He was sat in a like a Baywatch seat all the way through it, and he had everybody out there, Pamaranga, everybody roasted him. But his sort of like his retort was brilliant. He's just I don't know whether he wrote it himself or whether
it's all scripted, isn't it?
I don't know, but it was fucking brilliant. It was so good.
And I'll tell you who writes it. That comedian Jeff. He's always on there, Jeff.
Oh, the fat guy with the bald head.
Yeah, he writes it most of it.
Does he?
Yeah.
It was good. Really, really good. I can't think of his name either.
Yeah, Jeff Summit, his name is.
Yeah.
But he writes most of it.
And when he's in Piranha 3 Double D as well. Have you seen him in that?
Oh yeah.
Have I seen him in that? I don't know. Have I?
It's amazing.
No, I don't know. I don't know that I've seen that.
He starts running because he's pretending to be Baywatch, and then the music starts and he's running in slow motion, and then it stops and he goes, "Oh fuck!" It's so funny.
Class, man. Yeah, it's a nice little teaser, that, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. But he's good. You know, I don't think he's adverse to sending himself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, he's up for a bit of fun, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's it. Again, that's why I want him. I thought he'd be up for a bit of fun. I thought, you know, meeting his missus in Merthyr and all that as well, you know, the connection there and all that. So I played on all that. I was like, come on, David. I thought with my charismatic video in one of my finest Hawaiian shirts as well, you know, how can he possibly say no?
Yeah.
He said no.
Yeah. But did he say no, or did his PR?
Nah, I don't know. No one has said no, to be honest. You know, it's just like not now, basically.
Yeah, that's what I guess.
What I've had. Yeah.
He's too busy.
Yeah, that's it. So
I think perhaps the three of us need to wear a red swimsuit.
Let's do it. Yeah, you know, I think I got one somewhere. With
a nice blonde wig. And we'll try and get him on that way, maybe.
Perfect. Yeah. well, by any means necessary, boys. To be honest, you know, well, within semi-reason, like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, a good show's a good show, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, always. So,
definitely. So, Hoff, if you're listening, come and see us. Come and see us all. Us Welsh boys, we are something else. Let me tell you, we are something else. We've got lots to give. We've got, you know, many fascinating factors about ourselves. Let's do it, Hoff. Come on.
We even give our women away.
Exactly.
Welsh girl,
exactly. You know. And by the way, Hoff, you're welcome.
All right, mate. I'm gonna wrap it up.
No worries, my man. It's been a pleasure, boys. Give me a shout about Monday if you're about, all right? And
yeah, I will.
If not, we'll do it some other time down the line. But we'll definitely make it happen, all right?
All right, cool.
Sounds good.
Good stuff. Nice one, lads. Look after yourselves. It's been a pleasure.
And you.
I'll see you guys again soon.
And make sure you're hanging on to that belt, fella.
100%, brother. 100%. Should come and see a show, boys. Come and see a show.
Yeah, I will do.
You'll have to come back to Holland.
So you're out there permanently, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Right. Oh. How long have you been out there?
22 years now.
Hello. Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. That's the way.
Long time.
Yeah, good stuff. Never come back then, no?
No, very rarely.
Yeah.
You know, and now with the fucking pandemic, I haven't had a chance. So
that's it, isn't it?
I think the last time I was back was for Andrew's wedding, Dave.
Yeah.
I came back for David's second wedding.
That's the way.
And then... And not many people can say that, can they?
Yeah, well, I'll probably have my third wedding in maybe a year or two. So you're welcome to come back for that. No. So I like to mix it up. I do, you know.
It's not one of the midgets you met on the circuit, is it?
Well, so just you'll have to wait and see. Funny enough. No, it's not. Or is it?
I'm going to get slated for calling out midgets on the show.
That'll be the banned word. No, is it a banned word? That
it is actually,
yeah,
it is a banned word.
It's small people in it, or
yeah,
or vertically challenged little gets.
I think that's just as offensive.
Yeah, it's worse, isn't it? You know, it's like almost sarcastic, then, isn't it? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm not a midget. I'm vertically challenged. It's like, oh, that sounds more demeaning, like, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But hey, it is what it is. All good.
All right, then,
Right, my lads. Pleasure.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care.
Ta-ra.
Woohoo!
Ta-ra.